What's up, you guys? Good morning, good evening, whatever applies to you. Hope you are staying safe. And today, I'm going to walk you through my morning routine for a porn-free day. I'm going to talk about each component of my morning routine. There's basically 7 components, as you can see. I'm going to talk about each component and why exactly is that component a part of my morning routine, right? So this video is all about my morning routine. So the first component of my morning routine is waking up and turning off the electronics. So I want to talk about one specific thing that I do in terms of waking up. I never hit snooze on my alarm because that allows me to just build a discipline, so to speak, in my morning routine and throughout my day set the tone right for the rest of my day, right? So I never hit the snooze on my alarm, first of all. And when I wake up and turn off the electronics, and I turn on the electronics 4 hours later, so within that 4 hours I follow the rest of the morning routine. So what that does is that creates a bit of a detachment from me and the electronics. It creates a little bit of a gap between me and the electronics. So as we all know, pornography is something that we consume mainly with electronics. So that is a discipline that I follow in order to detach myself a little bit from the gateway or that people use to consume pornography. Moving on to the second part of the day, which is making the bed and sweeping the room. So this might sound like something totally irrelevant, but this does a couple of things, right? First of all, making the bed is a strategic process, especially in my room, because my room is kind of limited in space, so to speak. So it is a strategic and a step-by-step process that I have to follow in order to get that done. And also, when I come back in the evening to my room, it allows me to sleep in a spotless room, right? And also sweeping my room, that gives me a sense of cleanliness, so to speak. And also that is another strategic process that I follow in my morning routine. So that also allows me to follow a set of disciplines, so to speak, get my brain used to a set of disciplines. So that is really important in my morning routine, although it doesn't seem like much, right? So those are the things that make up a whole plan. It's not just a big chunk of a thing. It's small little things done right. That's what helps you in the long run in terms of your PM or recovery journey, right? So keep that in mind as well. Moving on to the third part of my morning routine, which is taking a cold shower. Why a cold shower? Scientifically speaking, cold exposure has some dopaminergic benefits, which I will talk in depth about in my future videos. But for now, that is some hard task to do, right? Taking a cold shower in the morning especially is not an easy task to do, but that is a discipline for you to follow, because that puts you out of the comfort zone and your brain will be programmed, your brain will be rewired, which also another thing that I should talk about in my upcoming videos. I will talk about that in my upcoming videos, but for now, taking a cold shower will set your mood up and set your mood to a positive place. And also there's another little detail that I want to mention here, because this is also an important thing. When you are taking a cold shower, start with a comfortable spot. Let's say you start with 60 consecutive seconds of a cold shower. I started with 90 and right now I'm doing about 210 consecutive seconds of a cold shower in the morning. So that progression is also important because your brain will get used to the hardship that you are putting your brain through. So in that case, you have to just adjust it and make it a little harder, progressively harder and harder. Don't rush it, take your time, but that's something to think about. Then comes the fourth step of my morning routine, which is morning chanting and breath work. So that's nothing magical, as a Buddhist who takes Buddhism seriously, I chant every single morning. That's nothing too technical, and also it is another discipline that I follow sort of every single morning. Although some mornings I don't feel like doing it, but I do it anyway just to discipline myself. And breathwork, right now the breathwork I follow is 4 seconds inhale, 4 seconds hold, and 8 seconds exhale. For repetitions basically. I do about 60 rounds now. I started from like 30 rounds and I progressively added rounds. So you get the idea. That's also something that you should think of when it comes to breathwork. And that is a discipline that you should follow. And anecdotally speaking, that helps me relieve my mind and bring down my mind to a calm state, just so I can just go through the day without getting my mind to a anxious or depressed state, which might lead me down in the road to a relapse. So this prevents that. Then comes the fifth part of the morning routine. This is not something that I do every single day, by the way. Making and drinking my coffee. Right now I'm doing an intermittent fasting routine because I'm on a weight cut and I skip my breakfast because of that. If I were to have the breakfast, I have my breakfast with my coffee, and if that is not a day where I exercise, let's say it's a rest day or it's a dopamine detox day, another process I will be talking about in my future videos, stay tuned for that part. Making my coffee and drinking it is something I do only before I go out and have my morning cardio routine, right? If there's no cardio routine for the day, I'm not going to drink my coffee because that's more of a thing that I do out of purpose, right? So that would be my fifth step of the morning routine. Then again, same thing with the sixth step, going for the morning jog. That's not something I do every day, but I do that most days. My morning routine, sometimes I just have a rest day, right? I just have a rest day once in every 4 days currently. So in that rest day, I don't take my coffee and I don't go out for a morning jog or anything crazy like that. I will do some mobility work, that's about it. If that's a dopamine detox day, again, same thing applies. I don't do my morning jog on the dopamine detox days, which I will be going into details in one of my future videos. So that's the sixth step that I do most days, but not every day. And lastly, stretching my whole body before turning the electronics on. So at the time, by the time I get home from my morning cardio routine, it's like 40-45 minutes away from me turning on my electronics. So I use that time usually to stretch my whole body and get a little bit of mobility working. That's something more so related to physical health rather than just being born free. So that's something that the stretching routine alone is something that I do every single day. Although it might be a rest day or a dopamine detox day, I still do the stretching part to keep my mobility up and relieve myself physically and get myself physically ready for the rest of the day. There's nothing magical about that. I just do some static and dynamic stretchings. That's about it. So yeah, that's my whole morning routine every single day. And like I said, that's my morning routine. And in the next video on the channel, I will be talking about the start of my story with pornography. I actually planned a video series for you guys for that. So the first video will be uploaded in the next video on my channel. So if you are interested in getting your life to that next level, getting rid of your pornography addiction for good, this is a channel that you should not be sleeping on. So I'm gonna talk to you guys about everything you need to know in order to get rid of that pornography addiction, right? So if you are interested in that, please like this video, comment, subscribe and share my channel with your friends and family. Until next time, I'm High Value Guy. May the